Hey girl gang, it's Dr. Joy here and you are watching Delivering Joy MD TV. Come on in my office, girl, and let's talk a little bit. I'm starting a series today on contraception and family planning. Birth control, girl, so make sure that you keep watching to learn more. All right, ladies, so let's talk a little bit about birth control. Birth control has revolutionized women's lives all around the world and has given us an opportunity to control our fertility. Unfortunately, 50% of pregnancies that occur in the United States are completely unplanned. And it's usually because we are not using birth control or we're not using birth control correctly. Children are a blessing from the Lord. We all know that. Hallelujah. However, if they come at times when you are not prepared, when you may not be financially prepared, or you may not be mentally, emotionally, or even physically prepared, there can be a much higher risk of you having complications. And that has been documented through research throughout the years. Let's say you have diabetes and your diabetes is not well controlled. Let's say you have high blood pressure and your high blood pressure is not well controlled. Let's say you're like me and you need to lose a few pounds before you get pregnant. That is also something that can be very helpful if you are planning ahead for your pregnancy. So let me talk to you guys over these next few videos about contraception and really break it down so that you can start thinking about your reproductive life plan. A reproductive life plan is actually where you plan out how many babies you intend to have, when you intend to have them, by whom would be also a really good thing to include in your plan, because I see so many women every day that are like, I can't believe I had a baby with this guy or with that guy. So thinking about the type of life partner you want to have your kids with is part of your reproductive plan. And also thinking about your physical, emotional, and spiritual health as you prepare to have babies. So as an example, let me tell you a story, because you know I love a good story. My grandmother, Lois, was married in 1950, right? She was just getting out of college and she went out, bought a couple of books on fertility and sat down, read the books, and then mapped out how she wanted to have her kids. She literally mapped it out, y'all. She decided that all of her kids were going to be at least 5 years apart because she wanted to make sure that she could afford to send them to college. So think about that. That was 1950, right? So she had my dad in 1953. She had his younger sister 5 years later, and then her final baby 5 years after that. So she knew exactly how many kids she wanted, how she wanted to do it, and she was able to understand by reading these books how she could plan to have her babies when she wanted them. I want you to think about that. In 1950, here is a woman who's bought some books, figured out how reproduction and fertility works, and then designed a plan so that she had her kids at least 5 years apart. That gave her time for the formative years with each child. She was a teacher by trade already, as was my granddad, but she really planned that out. And while unplanned pregnancy is not necessarily a bad thing, think about what we could do if we were really planning for our children, planning to have time to spend with them, planning to have the finances to do the things that they need, planning to send them to college. You know, having a plan for your family is really a great thing. This is like a really forward-thinking thing to be doing in the 50s, but she did that. And that to me just communicated so much love and forethought and planning. So by creating a reproductive life plan, this is really setting you up for success. Life happens, things happen, stuff comes up that you just weren't expecting. Unplanned pregnancy does not mean that you can't still go for all your goals, dreams, hopes, and aspirations, honey. But it does definitely change some of those plans that you had and how you're gonna go about reaching those goals. Let me tell you, a reproductive life plan is a great thing to have, not only so that you can plan out when you're gonna have your babies, how you're gonna have your babies, who you're gonna have your babies with, but it also really sets the stage for good parenting. The vast majority of unplanned pregnancies happen when people are not using contraception. So I say again, if you are not preventing pregnancy, then you are planning for pregnancy. And so if you're not preventing pregnancy, there are some things that you need to be doing to make sure that you are in good health in the event that you do become pregnant. One of those things is having a healthy diet. Vitamin and mineral deficiencies have been linked to birth defects, particularly folic acid. So if you are not preventing pregnancy and you are a healthy, full-bodied woman having sexual intercourse out here in these streets, then you need to make sure that your diet is on point. A prenatal vitamin would not be a bad idea. Also, avoid binge drinking because an unplanned pregnancy can occur and you might be using alcohol. And it's actually in those first 2 weeks of pregnancy that the brain and the spinal cord and the neurologic system are starting to form. And we know that alcohol is the #1 cause of preventable birth defects. So binge drinking is more than 3 drinks in a setting for a woman. So if you got a few extra pounds like me that you need to lose, it's important to start thinking about that as well. We know that women who have a body mass index of greater than 30 can have higher risk for miscarriage and stillbirth. So paying attention to living a healthy lifestyle, eating a healthy diet, and exercise can be very important. Now, I'm not saying you need to be a size 2 to get pregnant, but I am saying that you want to be at your healthiest. Your weight should be controlled. You should be eating a healthy diet, making sure your vitamin and mineral stores are up to par. In addition, checking in with your doctor on a regular basis for regular physical exams, getting lab work done, making sure you don't have diabetes or high blood pressure or any other chronic conditions that might cause you to have a higher risk pregnancy or have complications. Early in the pregnancy, that first trimester is where most things are forming on your baby. Their organ systems, their arm and leg buds are happening during this time. Their genitalia is forming. So we don't really want a whole lot of substances in our bodies during that point that can cause a problem with that. So drugs, alcohol, and yes, I'm talking marijuana. I know just about everybody smokes these days, but we know that marijuana may have some neurological and behavioral impacts on babies as they grow older. So you want to be careful about those things. Now, if those are parts of your lifestyle, then you want to think about how you can prevent pregnancy. And so in this series, I'm going to be showing you the gamut of contraceptive options that are out there, including hormonal versus non-hormonal, even natural ways to track your cycles and to avoid pregnancy if you are not prepared to become pregnant. Now, I'm not saying that an unplanned pregnancy is wrong or bad or that all children aren't a blessing. I am saying that when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And we know from years and years of research that folks who tend to have unintended pregnancies are teenagers, folks that are 18 to 24 years old, people who have not completed high school and who have not completed their education are more likely to have unintended pregnancies. Black women are more likely to have unintended pregnancies, and people who are shacking up, as your grandmama used to say, or living together, cohabitating, that aren't married, are more likely to have unintended pregnancies. While a child is a blessing whenever it comes, things can be so much easier if you have planned for them financially, if you have planned for your pregnancy physically and you're in good health, and if you have planned your partnership with whomever you plan to have your baby with. Things just move so much smoother. So why stress yourself out when you could plan this out? So make a reproductive life plan for yourself today. Start thinking through some of these things. Start thinking ahead about how you want to handle when you have your babies, how many babies you're going to have, who you have your babies with, how far apart you want your babies to be spaced out. It really does make a difference. Prepare for parenthood. This series is going to be all about birth control. I'm about to break it all the way down so that it shall and forever be consistently broke, because I have heard just about every myth in the book about why you shouldn't be on birth control. And the number one excuse I hear is birth control makes me gain weight. Honey, let me tell you, nothing is going to make you gain more weight than getting pregnant. I guarantee. So we're going to be talking about hormonal birth controls, non-hormonal birth controls, and even how to track your ovulation so that you are able to recognize the days that you're fertile. We will just kind of break down each form of birth control so that you know how it works, so that you get the real deal and not what's on somebody's blog or what your auntie, sister, cousin told you about, okay? Before we close this video out, I want to give you guys a really important website called bedsider.org. I love this website. I refer people to it all the time. You can get real facts about birth control, all the different methods. You can see what people's reviews are, how they're doing with it. You can also get lots of really important sexual health information here. So make sure you visit bedsider.org. And I also just wanted to mention that if you are a person who might be struggling with not having health insurance right now, there are places that you can go and have access to birth control for low or no cost, like federally qualified health centers, the Department of Public Health, like your public health department in your area. If you have a Planned Parenthood nearby, you can get access to birth control. And of course, seeing a gynecologist, or even in some cases a family doctor, you can have access to birth control. If you are under the age of 18, you should also know that birth control, sexually transmitted infection testing, or anything that has to do with your sexual health is your business and your business alone. Your doctor actually has to keep these visits confidential, and you get to decide whether or not your parent or guardian knows about these visits. And I can't wait to hit up all these topics with you. So make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss these important topics. And we're going to hit each and every birth control in order so that you get some real facts, and that it's easier for you to choose the right birth control for you. If you've got questions or comments, post those down below. I would love to engage with you on this topic, and give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. And I'll see you next Wednesday, girl gang. Peace.